Welcome back, Overloaders. Thank you for joining me on another video. This one is an update with the Deep Dive 2 from the Frontier live stream that they did today, August the 28th. So today we're going to be talking about the switch tracks and drop tracks and possible transfer tracks as well. And then we're going to see a little, a small list of some of the coasters that we'll have available in the game as of right now, with what they're showing. And yeah, this one's just going to be a short video today, and then I'll have more out, and I'll also be talking about the new series that I'll be starting as well soon. So before we get started, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and new subscribers. Thank you so much. You all rock. Thank you for your support. So now let's go ahead and get into this here. So we are talking about the deep dive that took place today, the second deep dive into Planet Coaster 2. And as you can see here with the video that I have up right now, here's some of the list of names, and you can go ahead and pause this video as we go through. We're going to watch this a little bit because they do confirm some of the tracks on here. So let's go ahead and watch here and see what happens. I'm not going to try and pronounce any of these names because I know I'm going to mess up some of them, so I'm just going to leave them here. You guys can go ahead, feel free to try and pronounce them and what have you. I do love the AI that we have set up here on this. Now, I'm no coaster enthusiast. I know there's a lot in the community that do know a lot about coasters. I worked at an amusement park. I was a ride operator at a Six Flags park, but actually, like, knowing all the different types of coasters, no, I don't know, unfortunately. But I am slowly starting, I think, to learn here, and who knows? Maybe I'll be very knowledgeable by the time the new episode comes out. The new not episode, but the new game, Planet Coaster 2, comes out. But it looks like, though, it's pretty much like the same type of build that we have in the first one. I think there's a little bit of improvements maybe here and there. We do have all those different options, and we do have like this little thing right here for special tracks, I believe. I like how you have like these little connector points here that you see where the tracks are now. That almost reminds me of like Planet Zoo, where you're able to drag it onto the exhibit walls and so forth. The habitat walls.
I think maybe there's some other special pieces, maybe a roll, this one we could have.
Pretty good. Yeah.
This coaster has loops and rolls as its special pieces. Some of the other coasters have different types of special pieces in them. So depending on the coaster, you'll have different special pieces available for you. So this one, loops and rolls. Some other new coasters have special pieces such as switch tracks and drop tracks.
Switch tracks and
There
drop
we go.
tracks.
Alright, so we got switch tracks and drop tracks. That was definitely confirmed. Now, I have seen this video already. Yeah, so those have been confirmed. Now, the transfer tracks have not been confirmed. So I don't know if we're getting those yet. I really hope we do, because it would help add more to the realism when we're building our coasters and our parks. if we don't get it on, release day, it's always possible we may get it later on in a future update or a DLC pack. And it's even possible that they might even be considering both the Switch and Transfer Track being one in the same. Or, you can use them, vice versa. So that is a possibility, because remember, these are, video game, devs that are making this game. And yes, they go out to the actual parks and they, did some studying and looked around and so forth, but being complete experts and so forth, they may just be, switching the terms around. So it's possible that they mean that it's also for transfer tracks too, but take that with a grain of salt, okay? So I may be completely wrong about that, and it's just me being very hopeful that we're gonna get the transfer tracks. Yeah, I'm I really want the transfer tracks. Because I don't like making the transfer tracks as it is in Planet Coaster 1. It's just, I've always had a difficult time myself personally trying to do that and getting it to work right for me, but or at least look right for me, because like you have to get the track out to where you want it type of thing. You got to bend it around. It's just, I don't know, I've always had a hard, difficult time myself. Now, I will add in one more thing onto here if I can find it really quick. Let me mute this here so you don't get blasted with the... Oh yeah, here we go. It's actually right here. So, whoop. This here is with the scenery tool.
Yeah. Fill it with lots of lush life if you'd like. Allows you to also on the rides and the coasters connect.
Now in this here they talked about a new trigger system that's going to be in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss
to an event sequencer. So
new episode
when
comes out.
A ride is in the middle of a sequence, having an event sequencer connected and that firing off particles at a certain point as well to, as you say, punctuate those amazing moments that you'll have in your park.
Give Fish Beastie the display he deserves.
I really like what you've done with the event sequencer around Fish Beastie. They're looking really good. They're getting that glory that they deserve. But this area is looking pretty empty.
I do like that.
I think
Fish Beastie.
some greenery, demonstrating how we've got a new scenery brush in Planet Coaster 2 that allows you to very quickly put a lot of greenery down. So I think that'll be something to show.
So yeah, the scenery brush is quite interesting. If any of you played Jurassic Park Evolution 2, I definitely know it's in there. I'm not 100% if it's in the first one. I never played the first one yet. Let me know in the comments down below if it is in the first one. But in the second one, they have something very similar to this. It's not identical to this, but it's extremely similar to it. But Frontier also made that game too, so it makes sense.
Yes, please. So in this brush, it allows you to choose different presets that we have of different rocks, different tree combinations, and very quickly place them into the landscape and bring a drab area that's quite empty and fill it with lots of lush life if you'd like.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have all of these options. You can define how big the brush is,
Wow.
how intense all of the pieces in that brush
Amazing.
is, whether it avoids the paths, whether it
That's going to
aligns
save
the surface,
so
if
much
you
time
have
with decorating. That's
hills and rocks
okay.
and
So
overhangs, whether you-
that is the one thing. If you look back at some of my previous videos, and you can see where I've pretty much stopped, because it's just trying to do the editing with the whole video recording of doing the decorating, and it's just so tedious, and it's just, this is going to save so much time to the point where I'm going to feel like I want to continue, with the decorating and making the park. It's just, I hated placing all those little things, but what's cool about this is you can still make little changes and change everything around too, still, even after you use the brush. So let's continue
to
here.
be aligning to that surface and coming out at the kind of the angle that your hill is, or your overhang, or you want it to be kind of vertically straight up, when you want it to ignore the scenery that you already have. So it will conform to, or not conform to, the things that you've already got. So you get that flexibility. Here you've got avoiding the path on,
like
and
that.
it's
I really
avoided
like
that
that.
bit.
Exactly. I can drag it across here, but it won't place things down the path. So it's a way for me to be able to quickly and easily place things down, but not kind of go, oh, whoops, I put loads of trees across all my paths. But then maybe there's a point where I do want that, because that's what the creative side of Planet Coaster 2 is about, is kind of giving up the choice to you as the player. You could turn that off, and then maybe you can make some interesting paths and areas of the park as well.
Yeah, and I think this is a very powerful tool for putting lots of scenery pieces down, but these are individual pieces as well. So this allows you to then go in on each individual tree, individual rock, and move them and adjust where you want them to be, and give you that fine tuning of where you want it to be actually in your level.
And of course, we can't forget about scaling as well. Whilst I can move it, I can rotate it, I can do all those sorts of advanced movements as we're used to. I can also now scale it. So it's sat at 90%. I can make it smaller if I want to, or I can also ramp up the size if I really want that to kind of stick out and kind of really be a focal point of this area. And that goes with all the non-grid animated scenery pieces. You can scale them as you want to.
Yeah, it's really powerful for giving you that flexibility, that creativity that you want to have in Planet Coaster of creating these wonderful theme parks, these wonderful areas for your guests to enjoy, and really going to detail in what you want those areas to look like.
Exactly.
That is
and
great.
Of course, you don't place them down just with the brush. You have got access, as Rich has already said, to even place them down from the very beginning as individual pieces as well, to really give you all flexibility and
Alright, so that is it. Thank you on that with that video. Frontier and Planet Coaster. Oh man, I cannot wait until that game comes out. So as you can see there, you will be able to do the scenery as you used to in Planet Coaster, or you can use that brush to help speed up the process, which I think I'm going to be using that tool quite a bit. Let me know if you guys are excited about this tool in the comments below. Let me know if it's something that you're going to be using, or if you're just going to keep doing it the way you've been doing it in Planet Coaster. The next video that I'll be releasing is going to be on the a little bit more on the pool system, and also the sequencers for shows and for coasters and so forth, and what we saw right here briefly towards the end. We'll see the whole thing and how it works, which is really nice. So definitely stay tuned for that if you haven't seen it already. And so we'll be doing that. Also, you still have until August 30th to cast your vote on the new series that we'll be doing, the Farewell to Planet Coaster. That one, I'm hoping to have the first episode released or going live on September 4th, which is Wednesday, and it will be every Wednesday once a week. So depending on the vote, I'll either be going live or just uploading it once a week. I might up that to 2 times a week, depending on the release date once we finally figure out when that is. But yeah, that is it on that right there, I would say. But thank you though for joining me today on this episode. Again, I'd like to thank all of my supporters that subscribed. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. Make sure that bell icon is hit, so that way you're always notified whenever I release a new video. And if you like to speak with me down in the comments down below, I'll be there reading your comments. I do appreciate every single one of them, so thank you so much. And thank you again for joining me today, and I'll see you all next time in reality.